Well, we got a lot of use out of this thing. I think we got our money's worth. I think it's probably 20 years old or something, maybe 25, I don't know, but it only had 2 burners left by the end of its life. Bless my wife for putting up with this. She's going to get a nice new range now. She deserves it. And it just took us a long time. We were busy doing a lot of things. We were exploring the world, and we're always doing something, you know. We don't just sit around that much. We're either traveling or helping somebody, or so, you know, the house kind of, and we're working. I was working full time, so it was hard to do the remodeling, but now we're doing the remodeling, and we'll show you the final kitchen when we get there. Well, I'll show you, I'll take another video of the kitchen when I get a chance, but I just wanted to show you. I'm throwing this away, and gonna throw away all the cabinets too, all the cabinets over there. I was gonna keep them and try to make shelves and stuff, but my wife said, like, just get rid of all that stuff, and she's right. I need to do that. But I did make use of one of the cabinets. I made a house for my little buddy James. So I made this house for him. I got to do some adjustments. I noticed it wasn't ergonomically correct, so I got to change some of the things inside there were and everything. So that's one of the cabinets that was I believe that cabinet was next to the refrigerator. So I turned it made a nice little house. I think I'm going to put a roof on there too, and maybe fill the roof up with foam. I haven't decided yet. So, and then maybe put like down on the bottom, put like a little shelf, kind of put stuff there. So I want to finish that up soon, so I can move on to the next thing. Anyways, we just do what Jesus tells us to do, and we'll be okay. Amen. And yeah, I'm going to get rid of all this stuff. I'm going to do that now before the garbage people come, so they can pick all that up. Okay, God bless you. And just remember, as I said before, we do what Jesus tells us to do, and we will be okay. You know, some people, they don't like to hear that. And they don't really want to hear about Jesus, and you know, sometimes they don't mind hearing about God, but you know, what else do you have? And in the Bible, you know, those people that were with him, you know, that even some of them that were, you know, they died for their belief because they seen him. They're actually there. And look how, you know, like, there's so many things that have happened, you know, miracles, and just people sometimes they don't understand, you know, God's ways, you know, but once you start understanding his ways, then it makes sense, you know, it's clear. But before that, it kind of seems like, well, why would God let this happen, and why would God let that happen? And God lets things happen for a reason, you know. And it's sometimes even believers, it's hard for the, you know, believers to kind of, you know, like, why is God letting this happen? You know, but that's how it is, you know. Some people think, well, if he's such a good God, why does he, and he loves us, why do people suffer? But God has a reason for everything. We just have to trust it. I mean, God is the creator of the universe. He created everything. And his son that he sent here came here to tell us about God. So if you look at what Jesus told us to do, first of all, love God with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind. So that means, like, basically, that's all you're thinking about, your mind. You know, and then when you understand it becomes part of your heart, you know, you have the compassion all your strength, and then it becomes all your soul. You know, so, and then love your neighbors yourself. So that's the other part of it. You know, sometimes it's not easy. You know, you see, who's your neighbor? That's everybody, every person, every human being. You know, sometimes it's not so easy. Sometimes we're selfish, and but if we did that, if everybody did that, you know, tried to help, if we just all loved our neighbors as ourselves, let's say we did that, then the world would be such a better place. You know, we would all really care about people and care about what happens to them, and you know, so if someone is like not doing so well, we would be there to help them. We wouldn't be like, well, I'm gonna go on a cruise, I'm sorry, I can't help you out. You know, we would be like helping them out, and that's where the joy comes from. You know, so anyways, I think that's enough, but God bless you, I love you, have a good day, and I'll send another update on the remodeling stuff. We got a lot to do here. You know, it's a lot. We're just doing the kitchen now. And we got the bathrooms, and we got everything pretty much. I already remodeled the electrical panels. I'm not quite finished. I got some of the wiring to do there, as you can see, and I got to get the inspection, and I got to put a few straps down in the pipes. I'm gonna do that today, and then I got to change out some other thing. But the way this was before, there was two panels, right? There was a panel over here and a meter, and that panel fed this back area where James used to stay in the back, and that was all rusted. And it was one time, you know, it was like the breakers, sometimes they weren't working, and sometimes it would spark, and one time it started on fire, so I sprayed it with the hose and the fire went out. Oh, okay. Anyway, so that was that one. So I took that out and put that there. And this one here, you know, look at that. And look at the, like, the wire going into the house, like it's just going through the walls. I don't think there's a pipe. I don't know, maybe there is some kind of pipe or something, but it's kind of, you know, that needs to be changed. And then, so basically, I just got to finish this up a little bit, but it came out pretty good. The inspector came out and said I had to put this arrestor here. Yeah. There's some people out here riding their bikes, and they're talking. And anyway, so that's that. So, and then I got to take that pipe out. This is going to be an underground service. So this is all going to come out. See that wire? It really needs to come out. Okay, God bless you. And I love you as a brother and sister in Jesus. Or just as a neighbor. Love my neighbor as myself. So I love you as a neighbor. And this guy, you know, if I'm not right next to him, he gets like that. He just needs me around him. I think he got spooked last night because normally he stays back here in my duplex storage room. But I put him in this little house, and I think he got a little bit spooked. Yeah, he woke up, he couldn't even get out of there. Like I said, I gotta make some adjustments to how he's gonna get in and out. Okay, God bless you. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.